So if you believe in the red, white, and blue, and the lives that were lost to give it to you, grab onto your dreams and hold on tight.
Real quick, they're up there if your eyesight's real good. This race is for the State Senate, District 4. And I'll read off the county. There's 12 counties: Butte, Colusa, Del Norte, Glenn, Nevada, part of Placer, Shasta, Siskiyou, Sutter, Tehama, Trinity, and Yuba. So we'll start with Mr. Rick Keene. He is son of a logger and grew up in Hayfork in Trinity County. He and his wife have raised 5 children and lived in Butte County for 33 years. Worked his way through college and law school, driving a forklift at night, and then as a loader and truck driver for UPS for 9 years. Graduated from CSU Chico in 1982 with a BA in Psychology and Religious Studies. Graduated from Cal Northern School of Law and admitted to the California State Bar Association in January 1990 and continued in private practice until 2002. Appointed to the City of Chico Planning Commission 1990 and served 2 years. In 1992, he was elected to the Chico City Council, where he served 1994 to 2001, with 1 term as mayor and 4 years as Finance Committee Chairman. Elected to the State Assembly, and that would be the 3rd District, and that includes Lassen, Plumas, Yuba, Nevada, Sierra, and portions of Butte and Placer counties, and served there from 2002 to 2008. He was the Republican whip and vice chair of the Assembly Committee on Water, Parks, and Wildlife, senior Republican on Budget Committee, member of the Appropriation Committee, and Natural Resources Committee. 2009, hired as a firm attorney for Wilkie Fleury, a government relations and legislative advocacy firm. Rick currently operates Keene Consulting, advising clients on land use and energy. Mr. Doug LaMalfa has lived in Northern California all his life. Currently owner, partner, manager of the family business LaMalfa Farms Rice, originally founded by his great-grandfather in 1931. He lives with his wife and 4 children on their farm in Richvale. Earned a degree in ag and business from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo in 1982. Elected as founding director of the California Rice Commission from Butte County in 2000. Served on the Domestic Promotion Committee of the USA Rice Federation, a national advocate for all segments of the rice industry until 2002. Served in the Assembly 2nd District, which includes Modoc, Shasta, Tehama, Glenn, Colusa, Yolo, Sutter, and part of Butte from 2002 to 2008. He authored ACA 22, a constitutional amendment, and helped place 3 initiatives on the ballot to protect Californians against eminent domain abuse. In 2004, he was the only California legislature invited to testify at a congressional field hearing to restrict the overreaching Federal Endangered Species Act. Doug successfully authored and passed the Forest Fire Protection Act of 2004 to allow landowners to make their rural lands fire safe. And that does it for the bio. Let's give these guys one more round of applause. And now I have to ask that we hold our applause until the very end so we can get through this quick. And gentlemen, the rules, there's a 2-minute opening statement, and I'll flip a coin to decide who goes first. And then from that point on, I will alternate back and forth. The yellow lid means you have 15 seconds left before your time is up, and the red lid means your time is up. And then there will be a 3-minute closing statement. So I'm going to throw the coin, and who wants to call? It's heads. So Mr. Doug LaMalfa will go first. So you have a 2-minute opening statement.
All right. I will defend the South goal. No. All right. Well, it's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you for gathering here. Thank you for what the Tea Party folks do. It's appropriate, I think, somehow that we're gathering in a place of worship here. That indeed what the founders had intended was very basic things. That the freedoms they would have would be the freedom to worship, and one of the other cornerstones, the freedom to own and keep private property. Concepts that you all get very well here, and I know you're very dedicated to fighting for. That's why you and so many others like you are here. So for me, this is exciting, because I spent 6 years in the state legislature, and sometimes it's a little lonely down there. We've been a little bit outgunned, people from a conservative perspective, and so we don't win a lot down there. Indeed, your wins are kind of limited, and you kind of have to take incremental wins in order to get back where we should be. We've been losing incrementally in California for at least 30 years, 40 years, maybe going all the way back to some of the amendments that were passed federally back in the teens, but I won't get into that. I was proud to serve Shasta County for the 6 years, and indeed have made a lot of great new friends here and great long-term relationships. And so one of the most fulfilling things has been being able to work with and serve you and consider you friends in this job. Going forward, I'm eager to get started in the state Senate with your support, with your help, because there's so much to do. Our liberties are on the line. We see it happening federally, we see it happening at the state level. They don't get it in Sacramento. Indeed, the octopus, the reach, it seems like there's 8 arms we have to chop off all the time from government, is reaching ever more into your lives, into your personal business, into your wallet. And so we have to say no a lot to what government is doing, because its natural tendency is to expand, to take and take and take. That's what it does. It's what a lot of legislators get elected for, they believe. Generally, those ones come from the urban areas that, I love the lid, that think they have some kind of a mandate, something to prove. I don't have anything to prove other than to protect what we have, to protect our lifestyle, and stand up for the things that are important that make our economy and make our families thrive in rural California. Thank you.
Please hold the applause. Mr. Rick Keene.
Well, who thinks government's working well in Sacramento? Raise your hands. Of course not. You see, we've had people down there keep continuing to do the same thing over and over and over and expect different results, don't we? Isn't that the definition of insanity? The Tea Party was founded because they had had enough, not just with Democrats, but with Republicans, and that we needed to change the direction of this nation, and that's exactly what we need to do. You know, going down there to Sacramento and simply saying, you know, I'm going to slow down the advance of liberalism in this country is not working, is it? We have to change the nature of the game if we want to see a directional change in the state of California. We can no longer put up with people saying, well, I went down there and I voted no on everything, and I don't know why they kept coming after your guns and kept pushing that you had to celebrate Harvey Milk Day in your schools, and why they keep coming for your money and why they keep overspending. But you know what? I did a good job as a Republican. You know what? We can't take that anymore. We shouldn't take it anymore. It's time that we change the way that Republicans are doing business in Sacramento. You guys are not at a Republican meeting tonight. You're at a Tea Party meeting tonight, because you can't necessarily depend that Republicans are going to change the direction of this nation. It's not that you have any problem with conservatism. In fact, that's exactly what you are. You're conservative, fiscally conservative, limited government, pro-constitutional defense. That's what sets you apart. And that's what we need, because Republicans don't always do what they say. Republicans don't always hold out for what is best, and they are not helping us solve the problems. Folks, there's 2 things we need to do. Number 1, recognize where people have fallen off the wagon. If Republicans act like Democrats, they ought to be thrown out just like the Democrats, right? Number 2 is they need to create a vision like Ronald Reagan did, and like a vision for California, and put us back on the right track. And that's what I believe the responsibility of leadership is, and that's what leaders are. Thank you.
So if you believe in the red, white, and